It hit the turf and then was collected by Lynn Beck. He tried to fool the officials, but he did not.
Oh, they really applied the pressure. There's no prevent defense here. They're coming with Anthony Mays and a bunch of others. Quarterback Williams right there, and you see Mays. Mays will get to him just as he releases along with Gibson. He's made a big sandwich.
Whoop. Jeff Dole, the lone deep man, now back to receive Rich Thompson's punt. He's got the wind at his back. The Cyclones have 2 minutes to go into the wind here in the third. This one is going to take a bounce. And there's great coverage downfield. And it's going to be down at the 2. And a poor decision by Jeff Dole on that play. He let it go. And he was way up around the 20-25-yard line when he made that decision. And that ball had all sorts of room to roll dead. And Oklahoma State covered it at the 1. But there's a flag down on the field. Let's see what it's about.
Flag down.
Personal foul, Oklahoma State.
Yeah, up at the 15-yard line.
Well, it will move the ball from the 1 out to the 16-yard line. A big break.
In the old days, they used to spot that from the point of the foul. That would have put it up around the 30-31-yard line. But it still gets the Cyclones away from the shadow of that south goalpost. Opportunity to work.
64-yard punt. Iowa State starting out in its own territory. Jackson gets the call and gets a couple before he's banged backwards.
Jackson, the Cyclone ball carrier.
I mean to tell you, this young man has paid the price today.
He's worked hard today, and he's had good blocking, but Jackson, you take any good back. They like that work. They can say what they want, that they're a little bit beat up, but all they'll say is just give me the football again, coach. I can run it.
Jim Kreiner didn't expect Jackson to make the whole game. He thought that Marcus Rogers might be playing quite a bit because Jackson's had a sore knee all week. But Jackson has hung in there. This time it's Thomas. Cuts back against the grain. Almost broke it for big yardage. Stopped short of the 25 at about the 24. And Iowa State will be about 2.5 yards short of the first down. Leonard Jackson made the stop. Thomas came into the ball game with 89 carries on the year for 282 yards, averaging 3.2 per carry, but he has yet to score a touchdown.
Caught a touchdown pass, but he hasn't run one in.
Ross goes in motion. Espinoza on the bootleg, and he's going to be dropped for a loss of maybe a yard. Big third down play, and Leslie O'Neal catches up with the quarterback. Demise Williams also in on the play. And Oklahoma State wants to call timeout. They want to keep the wind at their back, at least for the punt.
That Rick Frank kick into the wind. I was hoping the Cyclones could get another first down and at least turn the corner into the fourth quarter with the wind at their back. Have an offensive series.
Well, Rick Frank has punted well into the wind on a couple of occasions today. 34.1 yard average. And most of those punts, all with the exception of one, I think, were into the wind. When Iowa State had the wind at their back, seldom did they have to punt. Jim Kreiner calls everybody over for a conference now while timeout is still called on the field. Are you standing out there waiting for stopwatch to run down and freeze? It is cold on the field. Wind chill -5 at game time. And as you can see, the sun's setting now as the shadows fill the stadium. It's going to get colder this afternoon.
Drops down behind that west stand, and that shadow's going to be out there on the field. Makes things a little difficult for receivers and passers.
Frank needs a good one here. High snap, gets it away. Sort of a squibbler. It's going to take somewhat of an Iowa State roll to about midfield, just across the 50-yard line, and it'll be whistled dead at about the 49.5 of Oklahoma State. So the Cowboys will have the win for 13 more seconds. And that's what remains here in the third quarter.
One more go, and I would guess that they might well do what the Cyclones tried to do. Have a go at a long one while they're downwind. They have the receivers, the burners, to get down there.
Hartley Dykes, who was touted as the freshman newcomer of the year, is in the ballgame for the first time at wide receiver. He's a great one, but he's nursing some injuries. Play action fake. He's going to go to Dykes. And he has it. No, it's incomplete. He's on the sideline out of bounds. Hartley Dykes, who is one of the great new freshmen in the Big 8 Conference, with a great catch for naught.
Now let's watch this. Dykes downfield. I believe he gives a little shove. Yeah, just a little push right there. Could well have been offensive pass interference. Official said he was out of bounds. Good call.
So now there are 5 seconds left to play in the third quarter. And Oklahoma State stopped the clock with the incomplete pass. Last play with the win for the Cowboys right here. Iowa State showing blitz, and they're coming. Williams, incomplete. Thrown intended for Lynn Beck. Thrown behind him, and assistance on the breakup by Terrence Anthony. And there's 1 second left on the clock, so they'll get another shot at it.
The defense for Iowa State.
Brings up third down and 10, still at the Oklahoma State 49.
Take a look at the receiver, Lynn Beck. Goes downfield, and I believe he's covered by Aaron Manning and Terrence Anthony. The pass a little bit behind him. Anthony was there, had good position on him.
Last play of the third quarter. Guaranteed. Going long and overthrown. That time it was intended for Hartley Dykes again. Well, that's the end of 3. And 3/4 of the way through this one, Iowa State thus far is the winner.
If you're a parent with questions about drug abuse, you're not alone. Many of us know only that we don't want our kids to be involved. But without the facts, it can be tough to talk with our children about the problem. That's why the Will Rogers Institute is offering parents a free booklet for some of the answers about drug abuse. It might help you prevent or deal with drug problems in your family. For your free copy, write the Will Rogers Institute, White Plains, New York.
Today's ISU football is brought to you by Clement Car Dealership, Clement Pontiac, Buick, GMC, AMC, Jeep, and Mack Trucks, Ford Dodge, 800-362-2054. Best prices in the country. Shearson American Express, Steve Jacobson, Mike Riley, Jim Willer, Keith Swanson, Shearson Lehman American Express, 1-800-362-1680 or 1-800-247-5560. Haps Air Service Incorporated, Haps Air Service, Iowa's #1 Cessna aircraft dealer, serving you from Ames and Fort Dodge.
For over a year now, 5TV Sports has been honoring local high school athletes as the 5TV Athlete of the Week. A plaque has been presented to the school in the participant's name. This is just one way to demonstrate how proud we are of our Central Iowa athletes, of the dedication and work they contribute to a great team effort. 5TV's Athlete of the Week, on the station that brings you Central Iowa's best local sports coverage. See the difference at 5 and 10.
Okay, well, see you later. Okay, I'll call you too. Bye-bye. What a day. It's a real jungle out there. You know how much it costs to raise a child these days? There's no way I can make it without the child support payments my dad's supposed to make. So come on, Dad, be reasonable. Send the check. There's a new law that says you've got to. But don't do it because of the law. Do it because I'm worth every penny.
Send the check, Dad. It's only fair. And it's the law.
Well, now it's 4th down and 10, and Oklahoma State, by expiring the clock, will be forced to punt into the wind.
Case of where the offense was dictated by weather, and they tried to take advantage of the wind to throw the ball and didn't get the first down. Now they've got to kick it against the wind. Cyclones should end up with pretty good field position.
Well, we've got 2 deep backs this time as Jeff Dole, and on the near side, on the bottom of your screen, is Terrence Anthony. And Iowa State, I don't think, is going to let this one roll dead. I think they need to catch this one.
Got to field the ball.
Iowa State showing that they're going to come with a 9-man rush. And they are. To no avail. This one to Anthony at the 23, back to the 25. So Iowa State with fair field position, but now they have the wind at their back. And Alex Espinoza likes sailing downwind. Well, this reminds me a little bit, and I hate to say it, George Turner, of the Missouri ball game, if you recall. A fired-up first half, and then all of a sudden, the offense stalled.
Except this time they have the wind.
Alex Espinoza, 73 yards on the day. Looking to throw. Time. Throws to Dennis Ross, and it's in and out of his hands.
Case where I think he had too much time. When he finally saw the open receiver, he just burned it into his hands, a little bit hot to handle. Whereas if he could go back and throw when he first sets up, when the play is set up, then he'll put the ball up with the kind of feel on it that you need to get it soft to the receiver.
Well, you've heard all season long coaches in college football talk about field position. Iowa State should be able to make use of it here in the second half. Flags fly. Going to be procedure on Iowa State. That's going to hurt. Instead of 2nd and 10, it'll bring up 2nd and 15. I think there was a jump. Yep. Brett Lawrence, right tackle, number 67. Made the movement a little too early.
Ran that on a short count, quick count, and everybody wasn't down in the set position.
Moves it back to the 20. Actually closer to 19 where he's standing on the football.
Cyclones have been guilty many times this year of really hurting themselves, and I just hate to see this series.
High formation. Play action. Espinoza batted down at the line of scrimmage. Warren Thompson, the defensive end, got a paw on it, and he drilled it to the turf.
Intended for Dennis Ross. 86 down on the near side. You see him jump up right there. That's the advantage of having a guy, that quarterback, that's about 6'4", 6'5". There's a bunch of those around. Well, the quarterback for Oklahoma State, Williams, is that.
Keep an eye on number 83, red helmet Jeff Wadka, right side of the line there. They haven't gone to him all day. Nope, he's going to block. Draw play, Jackson. Ooh, I don't know about that call. Out to about the 24-yard line. Out to about the original line of scrimmage. Brings up 4th down and 10. And look at this, Jackson being helped to his feet. Hopefully he's all right. I guess he is.
Look at the deep man on the punt for Oklahoma State. Thurman Thomas.
Rick Frank needs a long one here, but Thomas is giving him lots of room. Thomas perched back at the 32-yard line. This one should sail with the wind. And does. Thomas at the 30. Drops the football. And then is dropped at the 32.
Jeff Braswell.
Great tackle by Braswell.
Thomas comes up. The ball was not a pure spiral, kind of a floater. Went right through his hands. Picks it up and is jumped by Braswell. Good job. We'll be back with the 4th quarter action.
Hi, I live in this apartment. And over the last few years, a lot of things have happened on this sofa.
You want to make a wish?
No. So sit back on your sofa and join us again for Three's Company.
Weeknights at 6:30 here on 5 TV.
Are you locked in a mental prison of anxiety, depression? Everywhere you turn, there's confusion, and you can't escape. We'd like to introduce you to a locksmith. He has a key that will set you free. You will find it in this book. A message from the Church of God of Prophecy.
Oklahoma State starting on 1st and 10 at their own 33. And look at that defense. A gain of about 2.5 up to the 35. Anthony Mays puts the tackle.
Want to know why they're red-helmeted guys? There's two of them right there on the tackle.
Dennis Gibson, the other one. And Thurman Thomas finding it difficult to run against the Cyclone defense today. Second down and 8. Into the wind. Watch for a pass on the far side. Two wide receivers. Nope. Thomas up the middle. Fumble! Recovered by Iowa State's Jim Lubers. Iowa State has the football at the Cowboy 33-yard line.
Big Jim Lubers. Outstanding defensive end for the Cyclones. The handoffs to Thomas. I want to see how the football. The helmet popped it loose. Tackle right in there by Randy Richards. They hit it right on the ball, and the popped loose. Lubers came up with it.
Richards gets credit for causing the fumble. And it's 3-2 turnover department in favor of the Cowboys, and that's one you don't like on your side either. Thomas to the 30. A gain of 3. Tackle made by Warren Thompson, defensive end.
You see him picking himself up off the ground, Eric Hundorf, as he ended up with all of the humanity on top of him. He was out front as the lead blocker.
13 minutes left to go in the ball game. Iowa State clinging to a 2-point lead, 12-10. Oklahoma State came out of the halftime locker room and scored a touchdown. But other than that, there's been no scoring here in the second half. Play action fake, screen pass out to Suffren. And he's up to the 25. Mike Hudson runs Suffren out of bounds.
Quick little hitch pass out to the side. Suffren picked up what he could. Needed one more block there. Oklahoma State player got to see him. Number 10 got by his block right there. That's the man who made the play. Suffren goes one-on-one with number 2. He might have picked up the first down.
Third down and 3 yards to go. 12 and a half to go in the ball game. Jackson. First down. Inside the 20 to the 18. Denise Williams makes the tackle. And Jackson is a happy man.
And you watch getting up right where Jackson gets tackled, but Dennis Ross just made a great block out front to take the man, but Ross right there, excellent block, clearing the way.
Well, he's 7 yards shy of 100 today. Man, as this young man came on. Split set. Espinosa's going to throw it. Watch for a pass. Nope. Thomas reverses direction and dives forward to about the 16.
Good heady play by Kirk Thomas. He looked outside, and he might have had a man stand him up. Others come along, try to create a fumble. He just turned back inside, got it back to the line of scrimmage.
Usually when Iowa State goes in a split set, it's usually pass, and that's one of the few running plays that you'll see out of the split. Second down and 9. Espinosa to Jackson, and Jackson was not ready for it. Looked a little late. Espinosa was being charged out there by Leonard Jackson.
Primary receivers was Hugh Suffren downfield. And Espinosa looked downfield, and Suffren was just too many people around, and he was getting pressure, so he unloaded it to Jackson. Had Jackson been ready for it and caught it, I think he had good running room down the east sideline.
Third down and 9 on the 16. All the way over the middle to Watka, broken up. Almost intercepted by Mark Moore. Wow, he was reading that one like a book.
I think everybody else was aware Watka might get this pass too, because Oklahoma State had 3 men in that area, and a man coming in, you watch right here, almost made the interception, and he probably would have gone.
Rick Frank on to attempt a 33-yard field goal. 11 minutes, 30 seconds left to play in the ball game. Fourth down and 9, so let's tack on 3. Kick is up. It is good. So now the distance is 5 points, and Oklahoma State will need a touchdown to get back into the ball game. 11 minutes, 27 seconds left to go in the ball game. And Rick Frank kicks a little pad on to the Cyclones side of the field.
It's not too late, Herb.
Late night laughter on 5 TV begins with MASH at 10:30.
Harry! Harry!
At 11, you won't escape the humor of Stalag 13.
How can you watch the prisoners like a hawk when he's as blind as a bat?
5 TV, your TV station.
These bright holiday paintings are all by children sponsored through Christian Children's Fund, many of whom were hungry and illiterate before being helped by someone like you. Sponsorship is only $18 a month during this holiday season. Couldn't you share just a little of your good fortune with one poor child?
Iowa State has never trailed in the ball game, and they lead 15-10 with 11:27 to go in the game. There is a world of time left. It's far from over. Frank will kick one that's returnable. Picked up by Thomas, and he gets to about the 17. By the way, of the 15 points, Rick Frank has 10 of those for Iowa State.
Interesting to note on that last field goal, too, that we had talked earlier on the field goal that Rick didn't show too much emotion. This time he got real worked up. He clapped his hands once, picked up his tee, and went off the sideline. But I think he has generated some enthusiasm among the Cyclone fans, and the players greatly appreciate him.
Well, do you start panicking and throwing the football yet, or do you keep it on the ground into the wind? We'll find out. The Cowboys take over at their own 18, and they're going to throw. Lynn Beck out here on the near side. Williams going for him and has it. And Beck collects it at about the 32 and dropped by Aaron Manning. First down. There's a good look at Lynn Beck. He's a senior, playing backup to Bobby Riley, actually the number 2 flanker. Beck came into the ballgame with 12 catches for 161 yards and 1 touchdown on the year. This time, Thurman Thomas gets the pitch and gets maybe a couple out to about the 35.
Watch the blocking from the end zone camera. See Thomas hammered a little bit, but he's a good runner. He just takes advantage of what's there.
Even though Oklahoma State is a great running team, and Iowa State is the 6th best running defense in the Big 8, the Cowboys have not been able to run against Iowa State today.
They haven't. The Cyclones have defensed them well. They've done their work with the scouting report and the films.
James Butler in place of Dennis Gibson at the linebacker spot. In and out of the hands of Curry Weimer. It seems like the only offense they can generate is by air today, and Iowa State is second in the Big 8 in pass defense.
One more look at it. You watch. Williams gets good protection. The receiver a little bit concerned right there about the out of bounds. He forgot the football. Hey, another interesting thing to notice, Mark. Who else has carried the football but Thomas?
Nobody.
Quarterback, that's it.
Third down. 8 yards to go. Maybe the blitz. One linebacker will blitz, and Weimer has it, but he's short of the first down, and a flag flies in the backfield for Oklahoma State. It may be holding against Oklahoma State. In any event, I don't believe he got the first down. Let's check with the official, Bob Loring. It is holding Oklahoma State.
Yeah, they're going to take the penalty too. But good defensive play by Terrence Anthony to get the man out of bounds short of the out of bounds stakes. And if this goes back and makes another third down, it kind of surprises me, unless Coach Kreiner was thinking that they're third down and about 3, and they might go for it. This gives them a third down and well, near 20, 17 or 18.
Well, Jim Kreiner also knows the value of field position at this point in the ball game, because against this kind of team, you'll take any break you can get. Oklahoma State, an explosive team. Penalties today about even. Blitz is coming, but they don't get to Ronnie Williams. He's going deep. And it is incomplete. Bumping and shoving the entire way between Aaron Manning and Terry Weimer.
Yeah, that's a couple of times it looked to me like Oklahoma State was really going for the interference call rather than the completed pass. But that pass was definitely held up by the wind. Williams threw it just about as far as he could possibly unload it, which only went about 30 yards from scrimmage.
Rich Thompson on the punt into the wind. Dole and Anthony will be twin setbacks deep for Iowa State. Iowa State showing a 9-man rush. He's had a 73-yarder, but not into the wind. This one is going to hang, and Dole will field it with a fair catch at about the 47, and the field position game is coming into play. Iowa State at midfield with the wind. 10 minutes, 4 seconds left to go in the game, and a 5-point upset lead over 7th-ranked Oklahoma State.
And you have to look at one thing, too, with that strong wind blowing down through this stadium. I really believe right now Iowa State is about 5 yards short of being inside field goal range.
I formation for Iowa State. Jackson, the ball carrier, tries the outside, waits for some blocking, and takes a little too much time. The play is snuffed at about the 49, 48-yard line. Warren Thompson gets to him.
Kirk Thomas was there to block. You watch Thomas out in front, but I think Thomas runs up against not one player, but a couple. And it's just more than he can handle. You see 2 of them right there and 3 or 4 more coming along to help out.
Let us remind you that next week it's Cyclone basketball as Iowa State will play host to San Francisco State on most of these same Cyclone television network stations. 2nd down and 8. Espinoza on the rollout. Now the flag flies. Espinoza throws it to Jackson, incomplete. And I believe we're going to have holding maybe on Eric Hundorf.
Hundorf or Sims, they were both right there. Leslie O'Neal was the man involved in the play. He's that All-American defensive tackle for Oklahoma State, and he's a good one.
While we have a moment, George, let's take time out to thank all the affiliate stations that carried Cyclone football this year. All the great people all across the state of Iowa, and of course the College Football Network out of Louisiana, showing the games from coast to coast.
If you've enjoyed the broadcast, we would just encourage you to drop a postcard or a letter to your local station. Let them know what you think of it. We'd like to be back with you again next year, so do drop them a card.
And next week we're live at Hilton Coliseum. San Francisco State versus Iowa State. Different kind of game. Round ball inside. Here's Kirk Thomas. Back to the 40, nothing more. Gets a gain of 1 on the play, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and a country mile as Warren Thompson gets the tackle. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 16.
You mean we're going to get to do a game where the ball bounces sometimes predictably? Should be a fun year for Johnny Orr and his crew. 4 starters back.
3rd down and 16 after the 40.
Expect a banner season.
Split set. Pass, probably. No doubt about it. Looking. Watch out from behind. Throws it out to Thomas. Rolled out of bounds at about the 48 of Oklahoma State. He'll be short of the 1st down by about 5, and Iowa State probably will bring on the punting unit.
Watch Suffren downfield.
4th down and 6.
Goes down the sideline, and he is wide open down in the secondary. Safety man back there really playing prevent defense.
Yeah, but at that time, Espinoza was running for his life. Rick Frank needs a goodie here. 55-yarder, his longest today. With the wind, he hangs one high. Thurman Thomas calls for the fair catch. It rolls into the end zone for a touchback. So it will be 1st and 10 Oklahoma State at their 20. And they have 8 minutes, 26 seconds left to play on the clock. shadows have encompassed almost the entire field except for that small corner right there you see.
8 minutes, 20 seconds remaining, and right now, defense, it's up to them to play like they're capable. Like last week, they won the game. They kept things under control, but the defense needs to rise up, get the job done here against a good running team.
Thomas, the only setback in the backfield. Look for pass now from Oklahoma State. Going out to the flats to Weimer. And it is complete.
Number 22, Terry Weimer.
At about the 29.
Short of the first down. Good protection for Williams. I'll tell you, he's throwing better than I thought he could. You see right there, he stepped out of bounds at the 29-yard line. Good call by the official.
Now they're going to call timeout on the field here momentarily for the official. And I think there's going to be a little conference out here. Total offense today, Iowa State 232, Oklahoma State only 181 yards. Now keep in mind that they are 5th in total offense in the Big 8. Came into the ball game averaging 357.5 yards a game. So they are about half of what they normally achieve. Conference taking place down on the field, and now the referee running over to explain something to Jim Kreiner, and we understand that maybe the clock didn't start.
Yeah, I think he's going over to use the field phone to talk to the press box.
Well, I think it probably didn't stop. See what they do here. He's going to talk to the press box. Well, they're trying to find the phone. It's probably buried under the snow out there. Either that or he doesn't have a dime for the payphone.
I think of past years in football, and I don't recall.
Oh, I get it. 25-second clock is not working.
Yeah. The technology being what it is, I don't recall all the delays in the game.
Well, they changed from 8 minutes to 8 minutes 12 seconds. Now the 25-second clock starts clicking. They had to put 12 seconds back on the clock because the clock did not stop properly. 2nd down and 1 on the 29-yard line for Oklahoma State. Thurman Thomas gets the call and has the first down across the 30.
Thomas, the ball carrier.
That will stop the clock while the chains move, but there's still a ton of time remaining. 8:09 left to go in the ball game. And only a 5-point spread in the game as Iowa State leads 15-10. Boy, some Iowa State fans would love to see that game end as quickly as possible right now. There's Jeff Braswell, the middle linebacker. Blitz being shown by Iowa State. Iowa State has disguised its defense with motion all day. Here's the reverse, the fake reverse. Ronnie Williams, wide open is Lynn Bate. Terrence Anthony collects him, but they can't bring him down till he gets to the 20. Oh, what a play.
Got a man loose downfield. Fake reverse in the backfield, and one of those trick plays that every coach or every staff has in the book. You watch right here. Williams, fake reverse. Everybody sets up for the reverse. Williams rolls back, almost is caught in the backfield, but look where the receiver is. Wide open downfield. This is a fine play by Terrence Anthony. And Anthony just measures him up. He doesn't make the big commitment.
Big play by a big play team. 1st and 10 at the 21. Thomas. Little or no gain. Up to about the 20. Stopped by Brian Reffner, who charged in there.
Watch the pursuit from the outside. Lester Williams coming across to get a hand on the tackler. Right there is Dennis Gibson. Good defensive play.
And now timeout being called on the field. Let's see who's timeout. Iowa State's. And that means Iowa State will have but one timeout remaining now. Well, we have 6 minutes, 59 seconds left to decide this one.
America's favorite family, the Cunninghams, bring laughter to your afternoons at 4 p.m. on 5 TV.
What are you doing on my throat? Just come here with your car. you, Jack! Get the ball! Crumble is yours! Come on, I'll take yours!
5TV, your TV station.
One million children in this country are abused every year. 1 million. And if that isn't enough to make your head spin, 2,000 of them will die. And that's 2,000 too many. So if you know of an abused child or you yourself are a parent in need of help, call us. Because you can put their lives back together again.
6:59 to go in the game. 15-10. Iowa State upsetting 7th-ranked Oklahoma State. At least for now. Motion. Out of bounds, incomplete. Ronnie Williams let one fly that got away from him. Intended for Weimer right there.
Flowers, Lubers, and Lester Williams all involved in the pass rush on Williams, forcing him to throw quickly.
Boy, he throws a hard football, too, and that's got to be hard to catch on a day like today. He throws a bullet.
Yeah, he's a big man.
Going for the corner. Intended for number 85. Kevin Simeon. Incomplete.
Simeon will be just down the left sideline. This is just a little timing pass. He throws it up, let him run under it. This wouldn't make any difference. The Simeon's out of bounds, but I'm looking at this one official right here in the left-hand corner. I don't think he caught it that he stepped out of bounds. You can't do that.
Oklahoma State on 4th and 9 is going to go for it.
That was a well-conceived play. Because he had running room to the end zone had he caught the football, but it was a little behind him. Well-conceived, all the transfer, everything going to the right-hand side. Now you watch Thomas dart out through the secondary to the left. He's pursued by Gibson. He almost tipped it. Maybe did, got a little bit of it. Thomas couldn't hold on to it, but he had running room into the end zone.
Well, if nothing else, even if he didn't touch it, the hand in your face had to distract him. Iowa State takes over. 6:45 to go in the game. Hand off to Jackson. Tackle in the backfield. Charging through a blitzing Leslie O'Neal, and I mean to tell you, he was through there like lightning.
O'Neal just burned by his man, and Andrew Jackson did a good job just holding on to the football.
Well, we have a Cyclone player shaken up, and it's Kirk Thomas, the fullback. He'll have to go off the field at least for one play, and let's see who they send in. It should be Don Poprillo.
I think it's Alan Watson. I believe it's Watson. Yep, 36.
2nd down and 13. Clock rolling. Split set. Espinoza, draw play, Jackson to about the 17, nothing more. Warren Thompson wraps him up.
Eggleston, a big fella, threw 298 pounds. Watch him working against Jackson. Keeps the hands out in front so there's no hold. Dancing around, agile big fella.
Iowa State needs the 1st down to keep the football. 3rd down and 12. Espinoza rolling out, throwing long, overthrows Hugh Suffren. Had him there, but the pass wasn't. And Oklahoma State will get the football back again, and that man doesn't like it a minute.
And Oklahoma State, solid defensive team. Their defense has done the job, and Thurman Thomas will be back to receive the punt.
Boy, this guy's been in on a lot of plays today. Talk about a key position today.
Frank needs a boomer.
Oklahoma State with a 10-man rush coming at the football. Frank will have to hurry. Gets it away. Thomas at the 40. Fumbles! And Iowa State has the football! Everett. Iowa State has dodged the bullet.
Watch this. Right through the hands, right through the gloves once again. Love those gloves. Cyclones there, and Thomas can't get to the football, and there's a flock of them covering it. The Cyclones with great opportunity.
Lester Williams with a great block on Thomas after he lost the handle. Espinoza wants to throw over the middle. Oh, it was intended for Suffren. Jackson thought it was for him, and he batted it down. Suffren had a bead on it.
Oh, and also Dennis Ross was so open down at about the 15-yard line. He was 5 yards behind his man. But that a lot of times happens when you're not the primary receiver.
Now, keep in mind, by throwing the football, you're stopping the clock. 5:25 to go, and Iowa State needs to eat up that clock. But they will throw again over the middle. Intercepted! Picked off by James Ham. The ball is dead, and why, as we said moments ago, throw the football?
I don't understand. When you got the football in midfield and the series is like it is, keep the football.
Wodka in a crowd with double coverage, and Espinoza tried to thread the needle and failed his third interception of the day. Oklahoma State with 5:17 to go and the football. Williams quickly intends it for Terry Weimer, incomplete. Well, I'll tell you what, that certainly quieted the Cyclone fans, and I would imagine that everybody here is wondering the same thing. Why throw the football inside Oklahoma State territory when the clock is such a factor?
You know, the Cyclones tried to run it earlier in that one series and didn't go anyplace, which I think might be some justification for it, but this way they're in a different position.
Ronnie Williams is going to throw the football. I guarantee you that. He's going for everything, and that one's not catchable by a mile. Intended for Lynn Beck and overthrown everybody.
Williams just unloaded it. I'm noticing a little bit of panic in Oklahoma State. You know, this is a good running team. They have a great running back. They've not been able to run him too much, and the Cyclones are really loading up trying to get to the passer. And Oklahoma State, really, a third down and 10, they've panicked a little bit for a team that's in the top 10.
Well, Ronnie Williams today, 10 of 36. He's got about 172 yards, but he hasn't thrown it that well. He's had some big plays, and they need one here. Williams being chased, sacked by Braswell. And Greg Leiter also in there got a hand on him. And Oklahoma State will have to punt the football.
Boy, there's
Cyclones have a player down.
Watch the pressure. Lubers from the outside gets back. He's coming at Williams, the quarterback. He turns upfield. Leiter gets loose from the block, makes the first contact, and Braswell's right there to bury him.
Lubers is down on the field. Help to his feet. He's okay. He's getting up now, patted on the seat. All right. Well, let's see now. Oklahoma State with 4th down and 10 will be forced to punt. And it's going to be Rich Thompson. Now let's see if they're going to try a fake of any sorts. I would doubt so with 10 yards to go. Jeff Dole is the only man back this time for Iowa State.
Mark Moore is the short man. There might be a fake, but I rather doubt it.
Nope, it's going to be a punt. End over ender. And Dole calls everybody off the play, and it's going to take an Oklahoma State roll, and roll dead at the 21. So now we have 4 minutes, 27 seconds left to play in the football game. Iowa State with a 5-point lead, and the ball at their own 21-yard line, 1st and 10.
Let's see, Oklahoma State has 2 timeouts left, the Cyclones with 1. Espinosa onto the field again. The Cyclones need 2 first downs. 2 first downs, keep it on the ground, keep the clock running. That would ice it for them.
There's Pat Jones, worried on the sidelines. Thomas gets the call. Up to about the 24. It'll be a gain of 3. Huendorf out front, providing the block for Kirk Thomas.
Kirk Thomas, the ball carrier.
Now we have an injury timeout to stop the clock. One of the Cowboys being helped off the field.
See how quick he recovers.
James Ham was the man. They will start the clock now. Jackson today, 26 carries, 93 yards. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised if they call his number this time. Jackson to the top of the screen. Thomas to the bottom in the backfield there. It's Thomas that gets the ball. And he gets back to about the 25 before Leslie O'Neal grabs a hold of him. About to the line of scrimmage. Little if any gain. Maybe a half a yard. So now it's 3rd down and 8. Now Alex Espinosa looks to the sideline. Do you want me to throw it or not? It's getting colder on the field. The windows in the press box are fogging up. Big play. Draw play to Thomas. And he will be about a yard short of the first down. He gets to the 30, needed the 31. 4th down. No decision. Punt time. Rick Frank comes on. But Oklahoma State will call time. Both teams down to 1 timeout now. 3:06 to go.
Oh, this is crucial time. Let me tell you. This is the kind of thing that every coach wants to be in this situation at one time in his life. Jim Kreiner would like to retain that lead. Rick Frank back, and Rick Frank is really due to catch one and sail it. And I'd like to see Thurman Thomas back deep again. He's had a hard time handling punts. Of course, he's wearing those gloves, and I'm not a big fan of them. Keep the hands warm, but they sure don't do much for the field.
Well, there you see the 2 huddles. Pat Jones trying to spur the momentum and adrenaline in the Cowboys. And keep in mind that the Cowboys have so much at stake. They have not been eliminated yet from an Orange Bowl trip. But they're 5 points shy right now with 3 minutes, 6 seconds left to go. They will get the football at least one more time. Rick Frank back to punt. Thurman Thomas back deep to receive at his own 29. Thomas, he hit it. Looking for the football at the 25. No, it's Mark Moore that returns it to the 30 and nothing more. Mark Moore, a free safety, was the deep man for Oklahoma State. He fielded at the 25 and returned it to the 30.
About a 45-yard punt by Rick Frank, and it was a high one, allowed good coverage by the Cyclones.
2 minutes, 54 seconds left to play.
Rick Frank, and watch the pressure. It's close. See the hand up to the right of the screen.
Good extension.
Good extension. Good follow through.
The ball game lies in the final 3 minutes. Iowa State moving their defensive secondary around, trying to disguise their defensive set. Williams fires, has his man. Lynn Beck rolled out of bounds for the first down. He's out of bounds at the 41-yard line with 2 minutes, 47 seconds left to play in the game.
They run that play extremely well today. They get a good moving pocket for Williams, the quarterback. Rolls out to the right-hand side, can throw on the run, and it's not so much a timing pattern as to when the receiver comes open.
I don't know if you've noticed or not, but Williams has trouble throwing to his left on the run. All of them have been to the right side when he's on the gallop. Wants to throw again. Looking for Beck. Incomplete. Sort of a comeback pattern for Beck. and he misread it, and the pass thrown away behind him, and there's a dismayed Ronnie Williams.
I'll tell you, he had really good pressure on that particular play. I think he dumped that one. Looked for the receiver, and the receiver was upfield, covered extremely well by the Cyclone defender, but I think he just got rid of that to save from being sacked.
2nd down and 10. Clock stopped with 2:44. Even Steven first downs, and this ball game's been pretty even too. Cyclones showing blitz. Williams rolling out. Throwing on the run. Overthrows everybody. Intended for Beck. Beck wanted interference, but there is none.
Anthony Manning went high in the air and ran into one of the Oklahoma State players, but the ball was long by him. You watch the coverage downfield. You see the man down the middle. He's probably the most open. But you see Manning right there. Good job on his intended receiver. Watch, the ball will be way overthrown. No possibility that any of those guys can get a hand on it.
3rd down and 10. 2:37 to go in the ball game. Blitz coming. Williams over the middle. Has his man, and it may be for the first down. We'll see where they spot it. It is a first down. Well, the clock will start as soon as the chains are moved. And there's 2 minutes, 28 seconds left to go right now. Oklahoma State moves into Iowa State territory.
First down and 10 at the 47.
This is the biggest play of the game so far for Oklahoma State.
Clock rolling, 2:20. 1st and 10. Can't give up the big play now. Williams sacked. Jeff Braswell charging through, made the hit, and a loss of 7.
Braswell, you see him come in from the side, push off the block, and nail the man. Excellent job. And now Lester Williams.
And Oklahoma State may call their last timeout. And they do. Oklahoma State last year said that Jeff Braswell was not a big-time player. And they may have lived to regret that statement 2 plays ago. And then Lester Williams, in his final game, makes a mark they won't forget. Listen to the Cyclone fans. Was Lester happy after he made that tackle? Take a look. Oh, way to go, Lester.
Lester, one of the seniors, one of the graduating seniors for the Cyclones. The 2 defensive ends leave, Lester Williams and Jim Lewers. A couple of others, Willie Everett and Michael Taylor, also play defensive end. But a lot of people back.
1 minute, 37 seconds left to go in the ball game. 3rd and 25. Coming down to 4th down time. Here's Ronnie Williams. Screen pass to Thomas. Hit by Dennis Gibson at the 30 for another loss of 5 to 7.
Boy, Gibson didn't bite a lick on that one. He was right there with 2 blockers and the receiver.
4th down, 31. They got to go for it. Intercepted by Terrence Anthony.
Here's the last play for Oklahoma State. It's a bomb. Williams puts it up. Terrence Anthony in great position right there. Goes up, makes the interception, Goes to one knee right there, and the Cyclones, all they've got to do is fall on it for 4 times. The game's over. Oklahoma State with no timeouts remaining.
This undoubtedly will be the biggest win of Jim Kreiner's coaching career at Iowa State. 1 minute, 2 seconds left to play. 15-10 Cyclones. 1 timeout left for Oklahoma State. The Cowboys ranked 7th in the nation.
You know, Mark, you know what this does? Is if they play Oklahoma next week, they can't go to the Orange Bowl now. This might well put them out of a bowl game. You just never know with the fickleness of the bowl people. You just never know what's going to happen. And they just might bypass them.
Well, they thought they were going to the Gator Bowl, and the Gator Bowl people are here, and that may be the last play of the game.
There's Coach Kreiner and surrounded by his coaches.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6. This one is over. And the 7th-ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys go down to defeat for Jim Kreiner's biggest win yet. He said all week that he thought Iowa State would upset Oklahoma State. He went out on a limb. That's a big statement for a coach of a 4-16. But believe me, he delivered. 2 years ago, he said, we will beat Kansas. They did. 3 years ago, actually. And look at the jubilation on the field. Jim Kreiner has just gotten his 70th win.
Absolutely amazing, I'll tell you. That's a great comeback, and I'll tell you, he had a lot of good young men here trying to recruit today. A good opportunity for them to see the Cyclones at their best. A great way to end the year on a happy note. Just outstanding. I'm pleased for the man.
We'll come back and talk to that man. It ain't over yet. Enjoy. 15-10, Iowa State.
Came in odd shapes in many different colors, and at first they couldn't get a fair shake.
Pass the salt.
No one asked for herbs or spices.
Salt, Mom.
But they worked hard, and Americans began to look for alternatives to salt.
How about a little garlic?
Yes, garlic and lemons and all kinds of herbs and spices. Try them all and get yourself a fair shake. Wait, Fair Shake, Washington, D.C., 20250.
Today's ISU football brought to you by Stivers Midtown Lincoln Mercury. Visit Stivers Lincoln Mercury's new location, Merle Hay off I-80. Now 2 locations, downtown and Merle Hay Road. Shaw McDermott and Company Municipal Bonds. Bob Kirk, President. Manats, serving Ames, Huxley, and Newton in central Iowa with quality concrete for over 30 years.
Wanted, the free consumer information catalog.
Catalog's in from Pueblo.
Hold your horses, boys. There's just one left. But the new one's coming in the next mail.
The book with more than 200 fact-filled federal publications, many free, on jobs, food and money, cars.
Cars? Mail from Pueblo.
Yeah! Get your free catalog. Right catalog, Pueblo, Colorado, 81009.
Pueblo, Colorado, 81009.
Today's ISU football brought to you by Multimedia Labs. Multimedia in Des Moines offers brilliant SIVA prints from your color slides. Kent Feed. See your Kent dealer. He's the man with the guarantee. Waterloo Savings Bank. We want to be your bank. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Cyclone Stadium at Jack Trice Field. We're in the locker room right now. The final game of the season, probably the biggest win of this man's career, Jim Kreiner, and they go out winners against 7th-ranked Oklahoma State. Jim, this is one of the biggest ever.
Well, it was a great football game, Mark, and I can't say enough about our players. You know, the way they went about their business, the way they played and gave us a chance to execute the game plan today. They played with great emotion. You know, the young players wanting to get a great start, the seniors wanting to go out a winner. And the nice thing about it, or the big thing about it, I should say, is that we control the line of scrimmage both on offense and defense, and that made the big difference. A lot of things from an offensive standpoint, you know, having a healthy Andrew Jackson, the way he played, having Hughes Suffren make the big catch that he did, and defensively, just a tremendous football game. We held the leading rusher in the conference, the 4th leading rusher in the country, to 54 yards total offense, and except for the one big pass play, did everything we felt that we had to win the game. I can't say enough about our defense. They played tremendous football, and you know, I'm just so excited for the players.
Jim, let's take a look at a play right now that started it all today. A great catch by Hughes Suffren in the end zone. Great concentration right here.
I tell you the nice thing about it, it was a called slant. They came up in bump coverage. Hughes and the quarterback turned it into a fade, and Alex threw the ball just right, and Hughes did have great concentration. Did the thing that you have to do, and it's a compliment to Hughes as well as the coaches.
Coach, I noticed that in the game that Iowa State blocked up the middle of the line and forced Thurman Thomas to go outside. Is that a planned thing, or is that basically the Oklahoma State offense, to let him go where it's open?
Well, that's what they want to do, and the thing that our kids did a good job of, George, is they played the thing from the inside out, and when it got to the corner, we had the force man there ready to turn it inside, and Anthony Mays did an excellent job of that today. Our 2 middle linebackers, Moore and Braswell, both played very well, as did our 2 defensive tackles.
Jim, we can't talk about next week, but we can talk about next year. 17 starters returning for the Cyclones. Great momentum at the end of this year. What's this win mean towards next year?
Well, it means an awful lot. You know, a chance to beat a nationally ranked team, you know, 7th-ranked team in the nation, gives us a lot of momentum going into, you know, recruiting season, the winter program, and so forth. You know, in addition to the 17 returning starters, we got 18 young men that we redshirted that are excellent players, and 19 others that have played very, very well that are young players. So we're close now. We've got more good football players coming back than we've ever had. So with a good recruiting class, you know, we're looking for a lot of excitement next year.
Coach, you said that the team needed to improve during the year, and then the last 2 weeks, we noticed a lot of improvement.
Well, thanks, George. You know, a lot of it is because of all the young players, you know, that have been playing since the Kansas game. They just needed time, and they matured, and they developed, and they came along. You know, and the nice thing about our football team is they never got down. They've always practiced well. They've kept their heads up. They've battled back. They've hung together. It's a great group of young men, and I can't say enough about them.
Jim, there was one question mark. 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Alex Espinoza throws one that's picked off out there, and everybody's wondering why throw the football at that point in time.
Well, we had to make a first down, and the play was wide open. You know, it's just one of those things where Alex had read it well the whole ball game, but didn't. I had told our offensive coordinator to keep a normal run-pass ratio, get a couple of first downs, get across the 50, and then settle in and run and rush the football. And it's just a matter of where the first one we throw and it hits his hands and it's incomplete. But it should have been a 7-yard play, and then all of a sudden we're faced with 2nd and 10. The plays there, we just didn't execute well, and you know, that's my fault. But I also had a lot of confidence in our defense that if things, you know, that they'd be able to come back and play well and keep us in good position. Plus, we had the wind at our back. If we didn't make the first down, we could pin them deep in their end of the field.
Andrew Jackson, you said before the ball game confidentially to us you didn't know if he could play the whole ball game. He played a great game.
Well, he missed 2 days of practice this week, you know, because of the knee, and didn't know if he was going to be able to play. We figured one play, you know, a quarter. We just didn't know. And he's a tough youngster. He played with a lot of pain today, but hung in there and did an excellent job.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Great ball game, great win. 15-10, the final score. Iowa State over 7th-ranked Oklahoma State. Now, you're going to take a look at some of the people that braved the cold today outside, making our telecast possible. And take a look at this. Jubilation, celebration. Oh, enjoy. What a start for 1986, ladies and gentlemen. Next week is Cyclone basketball along most of these same Cyclone television network stations as Johnny Orr's Cyclones play host to San Francisco State. We'll have that game for you live at 1 o'clock right here. And until then, from Cyclone Stadium on behalf of George Turner, this is Mark Matthew saying so long. Iowa State the winner, 15